What's up, everybody? We are back with the highly anticipated. A lot of people wanted this documentary, and I spent a lot of time watching interviews, taking notes from interviews, rewinding, watching interviews over again, going to separate different interviews, articles, internet articles, everything. I really want to make this the best documentary on YouTube about Soul Solid Crew. That's from somebody that's not from a huge media platform like a Link Up TV, or not from the radio or some other big media platform. This is all me. So without further ado, as I drink from the almighty triple cup, not the double cup, the triple cup. Don't worry, it's just water. It's not lean. Into Soul Solid Crew, and everything that they've done, and how it started, how it kind of didn't end. It just faded off kind of tragically. But anyway, before we start this video, it would be awesome if you left a like and you subscribed if you are new to this channel. This is definitely something I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be on my rap man wave. We're making documentaries, we're making movies, we're making short films, along with the music. We're doing everything out here. So I think I done talked enough about my personal thing. Let's get to the documentary. The Crew was founded by Megaman in 1997, featuring a team of artists, producers, and DJs. This huge grime collective, which at one time had over 35 members, is credited with the starting of the grime movement in the UK. Soul Solid Crew was built from the ground up, and they saw major mainstream success in an era where the listener had to go to the store and physically purchase the CD. So without further ado, sit back and relax as I rewind history and look into how the Soul Solid Crew came to be. Dwayne Vincent, aka Megaman, founder of Soul Solid Crew, grew up in Clapham Junction, southwest London. His mother was English and his father was Grenadian. He grew up singing in the church with his grandparents. He used rapping as a method to rebel against his grandparents, as a method to just be his own man and to find his own man. But unfortunately, that got him into trouble as he hung with the wrong game, and he actually caught an attempted murder charge at 16 over a stabbing related to an incident with his brother. While in jail, he saw the likes of NWA, Heavy D, Ice Cube, and Ice-T on the TVs in jail, and this inspired him to try and bring elements of 90s US hip-hop into the UK. He was actually found not guilty of the attempted murder after a few months in jail, and after he was released, his mind was set on bringing a large musical crew together. His motive was to help the crew make money so they can help another one up and make them money as well. The few members of the crew at first were Megaman, Romeo, and Mac. As Soul Solid Crew started forming, Megaman was honing all of his musical talents: rapping, engineering, mixing, producing, and other things. He would ask his DJs how to make tangible vinyl records or how to make beats, and then he learned to do it himself. He modeled his crew after the American label Rockefeller Records, with the ideas of label ownership, having his own production, and just an entire crew collective idea. Soul Solid Crew has started up doing as many shows as they could, sometimes making as much as £25,000 per show. Megaman and his crew displayed excellent perseverance as they went along. If a radio station wouldn't play them, they would start their own. If a promoter wouldn't book them, they would host their own events. They even started their own agency and production company. They occupied a great number of pirate radio stations such as Supreme FM and Delight FM. After Megaman got a deal with Relentless Records in 1999, he and fellow member G-Man recruited new members Romeo, Harvey, and Lisa Mafia into the group with the idea of getting them all signed and letting them pursue their own endeavors. So around this time, Soul Solid Crew was starting to develop. Megaman had developed his little team, had got his team together. They were doing shows in London. They were doing, not just in London, it was all over the UK, but in a small scale. They would do some events here, events. They just did as many public events as they could, and they gathered up a local following from that event. And when they started to recruit other people, this is when everything took off. Stay tuned, because this is going to be when Soul Solid Crew really establishes themselves in the music business as a solidified group. In 2001, members Asher D and G-Mac thought of an idea to get all of the members on one track. Their song, 21 Seconds, which was the amount of time each rapper got to spit their verses, shot all the way up to #1 on the UK singles charts.
So solid that amazing, and Gucci's we're bound to be lacing. Addicted to this life that we're tasting. You blame me for the life you've been wasting.
After the success of 21 Seconds, Soul Solid Crew started focusing on making the music videos as enjoyable as the songs, sometimes spending as much as £300,000 on video production. Their debut album, They Don't Know, featured 2 other songs that charted top 10, with They Don't Know at #3 and Haters at #8. Ride With Us also charted at #19. This album sold more than 100,000 copies in its first week of release, ended up going platinum in the UK and earning them a Brit Award. Their second album, Second Verse, unfortunately didn't match the commercial success of the first album, topping out at #70 on the UK album charts. Legal issues really played a huge role in derailing the success of the group as a whole. In 2002, 2 men were killed in a nightclub shooting associated with Soul Solid Crew. Scat D, a member of Soul Solid Crew, also received fines after an assault on a young woman. Asher D was arrested for firearms possession in 2002. G-Man was arrested for handgun possession in 2003. Former producer Carl Morgan and Megaman were both accused of murder in 2005. Carl Morgan was convicted, but Megaman was cleared of all charges after a retrial. These incidents gave the group a bad reputation that scared away promoters and limited their performances, and also gave them very, very close watch from the neighborhood police. So, again, another addition to the controversy of Soul Solid Crew was that they were involved with a lot of American acts. Ja Rule, Dipset, Rockefeller Records, all these American acts. Well, with Dipset, if you know Dipset, Dipset is made of Jules Santana, Cameron, and Jim Jones, the rap group. They had plans to be a part of a tour. They were touring in the UK. Dipset was touring in the UK, and Soul Solid Crew wanted to be a part of that tour as a way to, expand. Hey, we're doing a set with Dipset. See, we're on now. We're on now. So they called them. They contacted them. Jim Jones even said before on a phone interview that, hey, shout out to Soul Solid Crew. They're really doing it. They're doing it. And then when the event comes, Dipset is a no-show. And this led to Soul Solid Crew, or Megaman, quote-unquote, banning Dipset. Of course, you can't literally ban somebody from coming in the country unless you're the government. But it was kind of like a shadow ban. Like, you stood me up, and you said you were going to do something and you didn't follow through. You know what? I'm actually going to let Megaman explain it, because he definitely can explain it way better than I can. So,
look, Dan's just a real certified youth from South. You know what I mean? That saw what we was doing from Junction, you know what I mean? And said, raw, you know what? Let me try something new, because them man, they seem like they moved some cash over there. What happened now, the day's coming when they're meant to come over, Purple Haze tour. They're meant to come over, and from next minute I hear they're not here. Flights are booked. You know what I mean? First class flights, hotels are booked. You know what I mean? Jim Jones came on Trace FM the day before. Big up Soul Solid, North Star, You know what I mean? Like, we're coming. Next minute they don't turn up. We're not hearing from them.
So Jim Jones was here though?
What do you mean Jim Jones was here? No, no one would never come.
You said Jim Jones was on radio. So
no, he came on radio from Miami.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Over a phone. And said, yo, we're come to certify the thing. You know what I mean? So things are being spent. Shout out to my other brethren that, you know what I mean, put into the whole situation.
As you see, this was the reason for Megaman to put a sort of ban on Dipset in the UK, because they showed them up. They said they were going to do something. They didn't follow through. which is a very valid reason. But again, later on, Megaman would get involved with the trial with Carl about the murder trial, and even though he wasn't found guilty, that kind of led to the downfall of Soul Solid Crew. Musically, they weren't as commercially successful because everybody else moved on to do separate solo endeavors. Everybody did their own thing, but that was Soul Solid's crew. That was Soul Solid Crew's message from the beginning. Like, here, you can come, I'll put you on, I'll get you a foot in the door, and then you can do what you want from there. So he basically was trying to set people up, just trying to start careers in the industry, and that I can definitely applaud him for. But definitely, we can definitely applaud him for trying to get people up and get people to start in the industry. Crew has performed all around the world and with major artists such as Ja Rule, Miss Dynamite, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleak, and others. A lot of its members have gone on to pursue solo careers. Romeo, Harvey, and Lisa Mafia have been featured on TV shows such as The Games and Celebrity Big Brother. Also, Harvey has produced several tracks with artists such as Doom Man, JME, and Skepta. Asher D appeared in 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying and the films Bullet Boy and Life and Lyrics, which, while still making music on the side. Trigger is working on a solo project called Jax with producer Clyde Ward. Soul Solid Crew actually did tour again in 2013. So to wrap things up, Soul Solid Crew went from a jail cell to a music collective with a platinum album and an entire country behind them. They have been credited with starting the grime scene in the UK. Although their commercial success was short-lived, their cultural impact remains to this day, as many of the current artists use Soul Solid Crew as an inspiration, and they say that Soul Solid Crew was the music that they grew up on and the music that inspired them to create their craft to this day. Thanks again for watching this documentary. If you enjoyed this documentary, leave a like. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. More documentaries will definitely be coming out soon. Definitely, I would like to do this full time. Definitely, I love documentaries. These are great to make. I love learning new things about art, like other artists and groups that I'm not familiar with. But anyway, thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed, like I said before, if you enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Don't be afraid to hit that post notification bell. Also, don't be afraid to share the video wherever you share videos at. Have a great day. Be safe. Stay on the grind. I'm out. Peace.